Hi guys, Jay Smith here. Welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Taylormade Qi10 LS driver time. I've already done the standard Qi. That's going to be on my video channel listing. You can go and have a look at that one after, obviously, you watch this one. The Qi10 LS is going to be potentially for the better player. Why? Because it's a slightly smaller, compact head, slightly deeper face. It has got that weight at the bottom, but it's a lower spinning head. Lower spinning heads, generally speaking, are for people that swing a little bit faster, that need to create a better launch window through their speed. And as soon as you dial speed up and take speed away, you change your spin profile. They've got some technology within this which they've kept throughout all through the range. Now, the biggest thing we're talking about here is the new Infinity Carbon Crown. It covers 97% of the total crown area, and that allows them now to take that weight and be a bit more in their own discretion of where they put it. I personally like the top part of the crown. The crown now looks like a Titleist. It's now shiny, glossy and black. You can see the carbon weave. It just looks so much cleaner, so much nicer, so much more like a Titleist golf club. Third gen now of the carbon face. Again, they're talking about how they changed the face for energy transfer, and effectively what they're trying to do is the middle's been governed quite some time. What they're really trying to do is trying to make off-center hits a little bit more forgiving. And on the off-center hits, we'll do the testing in a second away into a green, but I'll be doing the testing all around the face to see how well this LS tech, the most or least forgiving, the lowest spin and the least forgiving head, remember, how well that works on off-center hits. We have got that 18 gram sliding steel weight at the bottom. This one is now covered a little bit, so there is no massive tracks, and it is quite close to the face. It is quite close to that speed pocket. So even though it's only 18 grams, or 18 grams is quite a lot of weight, but it's a lot of weight when you put it that close to the face. And so the amount of movement on this thing, it doesn't move by a lot. And so remember, of course, when it comes to these track systems and weights, remember, it's a very, very individual thing, guys. So it doesn't mean that you are automatically going to be drawing it when you put it in the draw and fading it when you put it in the fade. It is very, very much so golfer specific. And so if you're someone that is normally affected by tracks and weights, etc., then there you go, that can dial in your flight. But remember, guys, for the people that aren't normally affected by that, you won't. It's just a track. So it's very, very golfer specific. For the heads, you've got a 8-degree head, a 9-degree head, and a 10.5-degree head. Remember, because Taylormade use that off-camber loft sleeve, where you can move it up and down by quite a few knobs. I'll stick up on the screen so you can see. But when you do change the loft on it, you also change the face angle and also the lie angle as well. So you have to be very aware from that. So make sure you get properly custom fit for these, because again, you can be a 9-degree, but you can go from an 8 to a 9, a 10.5 now down to a 9, and it will change your face angle. If you think you want to go for a certain head and get that one, and then change your loft amount on your head, on the driver head through the loft sleeve, it will make the face point in different directions. And so you may be trying to dial your window in for launch and spin, but completely forgetting about what that's going to do left to right. So if you make sure you get properly custom fit, your custom fitter will make sure they get you the right head that would not just do obviously launch and spin, but also make sure you get the left to right aspect right as well. Right, let's go give this a whack into a green. Let's go do a bit of a YouTube hole where we can have a drivable par 4. Let's go see how the Taylormade Qi10 LS gets on when you hit it into a green. Simulator is now on. We are at Glen 4 Golf Course, hole 9. It's a par 4 of 300 dead on yards, up by 9 feet. It's the same hole that I did the standard Qi driver. So to keep everything exactly the same shaft as well. I've got this one in the Tensei AV Limited 65 stiff flex. There you go. And I would want to say about the head covers. Head cover from that side, the white with the Qi10 bits and the little silvery chrome logo at the bottom of Taylormade. Looks lovely until you turn it around, and that has got to be the most sick blue ever. It's supposed to match the face, but the face is a much, much nicer blue than the head cover. But this is going to be the one that suits out the most of the faster swing speed players, or at least the golfers that have a certain level of spin that they want to maintain or reduce, shall we say. But right, so we're going to go for the green again. We are aimed at the green. Be interesting to see, being this is the LS head, if it's favoured the left-hand side. It shouldn't do. Most low spin heads will favour slightly to the right hand side, where the Qi, if anything, I was finding wanting to turn left a little bit. Right, let's go give this one a hit. Down by the golf ball. I do like their change from white to black and white to carbon, and now it's carbon, but it's like a black glossy carbon. Let's go give it a hit. That's got a chance. That's got a chance. Go on, get up onto the green. Yeah. Now green, be nice. That's a good shot. I'm happy with that. Strike wasn't plumb on either. There you go, 19 toe, 3 low. I didn't really feel that I'm going to be testing forgiveness out on this thing already. But, and again, you're talking about the LS Tech. It will be less forgiving, or at least the least forgiving of the three. The Max will be by far the most forgiving. However, the Max will be the most spinning of the lot. So you do have to kind of take into account what you need from one or the other. Ultimate stability in the Max, but then potentially, depending on if you need spin or not, it can be a good or a bad thing. This one will be the lowest of the lot when it comes to MOI, yes, but still not bad. I mean, that's not nowhere near middle. And as you can see, that's still doing a pretty decent job. That's hit green. You'll take that. 276 on quad, 270, oh, because we're hitting uphill. Sound is more muted than the standard QI. And so this being still carbon, this sounds more like a carbon head than the QI. The QI sounds a bit more tingier, if that's even a word. This one, I prefer the sound of this one. Very much so, I prefer the sound of this one. Oh, that's a poor hit from me. That's out the bottom of the golf club. That'd be safe, but it's just poor hit. Low on the face. You take it, obviously, hit target. Club path is across, face to path is slightly open, and there you go. 6mm toe, 11mm low. I felt that straight away. As soon as I hit it, poor hit. I could feel I hit it low on the face. Spins now at 3-1. That's vertical gearing for you. That's what's going to happen when you hit it low on the face. Now, the dynamics being slightly face open to a path, that will give it a little bit more spin anyway. But the big culprit on there is the strike. 11mm low will gear the golf ball up, launch it lower. I mean, it's safe. Don't get me wrong, as soon as I hit it, I knew it was going to be safe. Didn't like it, but it was going to be safe. 13 yards offline, it's just doing fine. And this is supposed to be the least forgiving of all three. But it's definitely my favourite potential. Let's see if we can bomb one. Let's bombed one a little bit. Let's see if we can go straight at it more than anything else. This is brave. Oh, yeah. Now, quad says 295 carry, 287 because we're obviously hitting uphill. You can see speed's now 114 nearly, 113 and a half, 114 rounded. Club path is 3 degrees across and face is 0. 14mm toe, so I'm still favouring that toe to try and take it off the right hand side. But it's spinning well, 2-2, launching at nearly 13 degrees, 37 yards in the air, 37.7. And it's under 40 degrees descent angle, so even if I was to get this on a fairway rather than hitting a green, it would chase down there. I do like this thing, I do. Now I do worry that on days when I'm not on it, this could be quite wayward. Yes, it could. Pretty certain it could be quite wayward. It's my favourite. It will be my favourite. It'll be the one that I get the most out of. Talk about wayward. That's me trying to turn it over because of the propensity it wants to fade. I'm having to physically feel like I'm turning it. And then there you go, my face was 2 degrees too shut. And so it's going left. That's my fault. That's not the golf clubs. That's me trying to fight the golf clubs so I can try and hit the green. But it's doing all right, it is. I think if I was to set this up, I would probably set it up in the upright position to try and take away a little bit of the right-hand side, and I can just swing a little bit more normally. But it's still nice. I do like this one, I do. Right, one last one. Let's see if we can hit target and not, well, let's try and let it do its thing. Oh no, not the tree, not the tree, not the tree. Oh, nearly. Not bad whatsoever. Edge, you take that all day long. Still favouring the toe. Path is still slightly across and face is now back to 0. But again, that's slightly drawing. The baby is basically straight, but it's because of the fact that I'm towing it slightly. 33 yards in the air and 36 degrees descent angle and spins at 2.274. 2.3 is not bad, but then this is the LS Tech version. Right, let's whack this all over the face, a bit of fun. Not just toe. Let's whack out the heel as well. Low on the face, high on the face. Let's see how forgiving this most unforgiving model is of all the QIs, and just go see how well it really does. Let's go see how the Taylormade Qi LS driver got on when I whacked it all over the face, not just from the middle. I captured one in the middle though, because obviously we need to see how well this driver works right out the screws to get an idea what happens when you miss the middle and you go all around the face, what the kind of drop-offs you're going to get from this face will be. And also to see if it's gearing the right way, etc., to see how forgiving it is. But we'll do the normal performance data first. You can see on the screen here, I've got the ball data and the clubhead data. On average, ball speed's 158.3 miles an hour, launching at 13.2 and spinning at 2.1. Yeah, so it is spinning lower than the standard QI. It's not spinning massively lower than the standard QI. Remember, both heads, I've put these to 9 degrees. So effectively they are set very, very similar in its loft. It's just a case of how the center of gravity is different on the LS to the standard QI. So it is spinning lower, but not by a massive amount. It's going 34 yards in the air and descending at 37 degrees, which is great because anything under 40 degrees, 37 degrees is lovely. It's a measure of when it carries, however far it's going to carry, 280 yards, but it's going to bounce and roll the other end. And of course you can see total there is 309 because of that descent angle. It's coming in at a really good angle for a driver. Not too steep, not too shallow, it's just nearly ideal. Clubhead data on this one is 109.5 miles an hour, efficiency is 1.45, which again, on a camera-based system is very, very good. Angle attack is 5 degrees up, and path and face to path is very, very slight fade dynamics, as in tiny, 0.2 open, tiny fade dynamics. 18.4 degrees aloft and 4 mil toe, 3 mil high, and got all standard deviation on there for everyone to see. Again, standard deviation is more a measure of my variance. Of course, I've got mishits and bits and pieces in there as well, so of course it's going to be variance in there, but not really needed when it comes to one golf club. When you're comparing two golf clubs, that's when you need standard deviation to make sure you're comparing apples to apples and not apples to some other kind of fruit. What happens when you whack it out the screws? Well, I've caught one here, 4 mil low, 0 mil heel, so fraction low, 4 mil, it's nothing. 1.46 efficiency. On a camera-based system, 1.46 is very, very good. Obviously, faces are controlled. They are, you can't do much about them. They've been controlled for a long time. But that's the middle. You can do a lot around the outside by variable face thickness, etc. And that's obviously what Taylormade are doing with their 60 layers of carbon 3rd gen face to try and make it as springy and forgiving when you don't quite hit the middle. So let's talk about a 14 millimeters heel, 1 mil high. We're looking at a 1.41 efficiency, which is not bad whatsoever, considering that's obviously over half an inch off the middle. And heels, generally speaking, on any golf club are quite bad. 1.41 is actually pretty good. It's gone left, it's gone 33 yards left. Why? Because I've delivered a face 1.7 close, so I told it to go there. And of course then with the heel, it's then started off nearly 6 degrees left and basically just stayed dead straight. I told it to go left, it went left. The gearing is working. It's not cutting back, but then again, it's counteracting the draw which I'm placing by the 1.7 close. I'm telling it to draw left and obviously hit out the heel, which I want to make it cut back to the right, so they're basically cancelling each other out. We got one here, 29 millimeters heel. Now really you should not be hitting a golf club from this point. That's bad. That felt horrific, and so it should. 2 mil low, 29 mil heel, 1.33 efficiency. As you can see, there's a limit to faces, and 29 millimeters does seem to be it. What it is doing very well though, guys, as you can see there, I delivered face which is 2.5 open to a path, so I've told it to go right, and it's actually finished 22 yards right. It's finished exactly where I've told it to go. If I'd have delivered the face a bit squarer, it would have gone much squarer to target. So even though obviously at 29 millimeters, that's a long way off middle, the twist face is doing actually quite well. Low heel now, 14 low, 13 heel, so not good whatsoever. Path across and face baby open, so I'm telling that to go slightly right. It has done 8.5 yards. 1.40 efficiency. We are testing speed pocket now across the bottom of the golf club, and at 1.40 and 14 mil low and 13 heel, that is very, very good. Low toe now, 18 toe, 9 low. Path and face are a little bit kind of drawy dynamics, and the fact that it's gone 22 yards left is exactly where, within reason, I would ask it to go. It should have started fractionally left with the dynamics and then drew that way, so within reason 22 yards is about right. As you can see with the low toe, it's actually started 2.2 degrees off to the right and then geared with draw to get there. again, the twist face is doing really quite well. I'm surprised of just how forgiving this least forgiving version of the Qi actually is. 1.44 efficiency from there as well. Mighty, mighty good. Slightly high toe now, more normal toe, 16 toe 6 high. Club path and face to path is very, very good. And it's just slightly overdrawing. I mean, it's 280, 308 yards. It's just good. 1.44 efficiency from 22 millimeters gross off middle is very, very good. Now, we've got one here for a bit of fun, 26 millimeters toe 6 low. That is not good. That's 32 millimeters off, which is not good. 1.40 efficiency is mighty good. Now, my path and face has asked the ball to go right, and it has. It's finished 15.9 yards right. Even though, as you can see there, the ball started 5.1 degrees right and then geared back. It's trying to gear back with that toe. That is a long way off of middle for this face to try and work gear effect, and it's working it really very, very good. High toe now, 18 mil high, 19 mil toe, very high toe, 1.37 efficiency. We are losing a little bit now, but again, that is a long, long way. 37 millimeters off of the middle. That's a long way, gross. 2.4 across and face is basically square, and it's gone within reason exactly where I've asked it to go. 30 yards, maybe a fraction too much, but considering that strike, the gear effect is doing pretty good. Now, conclusion when it comes to this Qi LS, considering this is supposed to be the most unforgiving of all of them, I am mighty impressed with it. It's my favorite. It will be definitely because of the lower spin profile, because it's slightly smaller, because it's also got a slightly nicer sound to it. It's slightly more dull. The Qi is a bit more of a tingy sound. I'm going to get the best performance out of this, and absolutely this kind of golf club is going to be designed for someone of my speed or faster, or at least someone who swings slower but has an excess of spin that wants to try and get rid of some of that. But bear in mind, guys, you've got to remember this. This is not a massively low spin driver. It's not like a huge low spin driver. So don't buy this driver if you are X amount of RPM too much and you're thinking the LS model is going to sort it out. It won't. There is a limit to what the LS will do, and it's seemingly at the moment it will take a couple of hundred RPM off. But my point on this one more than anything else is why I've set it at 9 degrees, and rather than going down to even lower and try and bombing it out there, is the fact that I quite like the spin profile baseline being about 2000-1. Why? Because it enables me to miss 18 millimeters toe 19 high, or 18 high 19 toe, and spin at 1800. That is a manageable backspin level. If you set your golf club up, your driver, to be optimal as a baseline, as soon as you miss hit around the face, especially toe and high on the face, you're going to start gearing the golf ball backspin off of the golf ball, and it's going to get to a point where there's not enough backspin to keep it in the air. It's going to fall out of the sky, and that is when your forgiveness completely goes out the window, because as soon as you start lowering spin, tilt axis gets worse and the ball curves more and more. It is a great driver, this Qi LS. It looks the best, I think, of all of the Taylormades for a long time, especially from the top. The bottom, yeah, it looks a bit plasticky. It looks a little bit kind of, I'm not a great fan of the bottom, but I don't have to look at it when I'm hitting it. That's the main thing. When at address, you don't really see anything out the back. It's just a case you see that nice, sleek carbon look. Feels nice, performs well, is actually quite forgiving for a low spin driver. What more could you want? So hope you liked the video. If you did, thumbs up. YouTube's like it, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free and it's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that is a bell icon, that's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. Hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.